Hello and welcome to this video on the Red Terror in Soviet Russia. The term Red Terror refers to the period of extreme violence and repression that was inflicted by the Bolsheviks during the Russian Civil War, in which they faced opposition from a number of groups, including the Whites, anarchists, and other socialist factions. In this video, we will examine the causes, key events, and outcomes of the Red Terror and its impact on the Soviet Union. Causes: the Russian Revolution of 1917 had brought the Bolsheviks to power, but they faced significant opposition from various factions. The Bolsheviks were a Marxist-Leninist party that believed in the violent overthrow of the existing political and economic system and the establishment of a communist state. However, their vision for a new society was not shared by many in Russia. The country was in a state of chaos, with the civil war raging and the economy in ruins. There were also significant tensions between the Bolsheviks and other socialist factions, including the anarchists and the socialist revolutionaries. In addition, the Bolsheviks faced opposition from the White Army, a loose coalition of anti-Bolshevik forces, including monarchists, liberals, and conservatives. The Whites received significant support from foreign powers, including Britain, France, and the United States, who saw the Bolsheviks as a threat to the stability of Europe. Key events: the Red Terror began in 1918 with the formation of the Cheka, the secret police force of the Soviet Union. The Cheka was given sweeping powers to suppress opposition to the Bolsheviks, and it quickly became notorious for its brutality. The Cheka carried out mass executions, deportations, and forced labor camps, targeting not only the Whites but also other socialist factions, as well as ordinary citizens who were deemed to be enemies of the state. The Red Terror also saw the use of propaganda, with the Bolsheviks demonizing their opponents as traitors and enemies of the people. The Bolsheviks also targeted religious groups, including the Russian Orthodox Church, which they saw as a symbol of the old regime. The Bolsheviks seized church property and persecuted clergy, leading to the deaths of thousands of priests and monks. One of the key events of the Red Terror was the Tambov Rebellion, which took place between 1920 and 1921. The Tambov Rebellion was a peasant uprising against Bolshevik rule, and it was brutally suppressed by the Red Army. The Red Army used chemical weapons against the rebels, killing thousands of people, and the rebellion marked the beginning of the end of the Red Terror. Outcomes: the Red Terror had a profound impact on Soviet society, and its legacy would shape the country for decades to come. The Red Terror had a profound impact on Soviet society, and its legacy would shape the country for decades to come. The Red Terror led to the creation of a police state, with the Cheka evolving into the NKVD, the precursor to the KGB. The Red Terror also set a precedent for state-sanctioned violence and repression, which would continue under Stalin. The Red Terror also had an impact on the Bolsheviks themselves. The Red Terror was a response to the extreme pressures that the Bolsheviks faced, and it was driven by fear and paranoia. The Red Terror marked a turning point for the Bolsheviks, and it led to the creation of a more centralized and authoritarian state. The Bolsheviks became more ruthless and less tolerant of dissent, and they were willing to use any means necessary to maintain their grip on power. In conclusion, the Red Terror was a period of extreme violence and repression in Soviet Russia, which was driven by the Bolsheviks' fear of opposition and their desire to maintain their grip on power.